Bam! It's time for a review. Yard sale edition. I like to get out to the yard sales whenever I can, and this weekend was no exception. I found a couple community yard sales near the house. There was about 3 communities. I tend to look for, action figures, G.I. Joe, the gambit of action figures, really. And, I kind of ran into these guys. And for $1 a piece, I could not put them down. So starting us off here, we've got He-Man. He-Man looks like he's gotten a little bit of love. I told the lady when I bought it that I was into customizing. And I like to take these things apart and then put them together and, turn them into something else. She was really happy about it. He came with his axe. They were really upset that they couldn't find the power sword, but I told them that's okay because I'm just going to take them apart anyway and maybe paint them, do some kind of craziness to them. This is Motu Origins. So if you look on the back, it says 2020 Mattel. This is a really good line. You'll see over here that I have a bunch of them all on parade lined up. But I really do like this line. I like these figures. They really hitting the nostalgia. For me, they kind of do it. And they got good articulation. And you can do a lot of stuff with them. So I'm thinking about, let's go over old Battle Cat. So I got Battle Cat too from the same lady. She gave me all 3 of these Motu figures. They were $1 a piece. Can you believe that? And Battle Cat's complete here. He doesn't have a lot of articulation, but this is the Motu from the same line. But I like them. I have some plans. I think what I want to do, since I already have my own Battle Cat. I have at least 2, maybe 3 of this line for Battle Cat. I think I want to dye it. I think I want to try. Let me grab the dye. I'll show you what I mean. All right, let's put him on up here for a second. Yeah, I think I want to dye it. So I have these dyes here, these RIT dye, more synthetic dyes. And I've done some stuff before with lanyard aliens, which I can show on the channel at some point. But I'm thinking about using this dye in dyeing He-Man and Battle Cat. So go ahead, put a comment down in the description, in the comments, about what color you'd like to see He-Man and or Battle Cat. So we've got blue, we've got graphite, which is like black, and then we've got peacock green. Obviously, I wouldn't want to make Battle Cat peacock green because he's already green. But I was thinking more like maybe the blue. I don't know if there's in the lore of He-Man, is there ever another color Battle Cat besides green? If there is, pop it down in the comments and maybe I'll do that. And then He-Man, I was thinking about maybe going with the black or maybe a green He-Man. He can be like a He-Man Hulk crossover. That'd be pretty wicked. So that's the dyes. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And maybe on a new video, we'll go into that, the dyeing. All right, we also got, I picked up the Skeletor from the same person. And I have a couple of him. He didn't come with any accessories besides his armor here. He's got some kind of little red thing on his finger there, if you can see it. See the red on his finger? I don't know. And he picked his nose and it bled, apparently. So he's really upset about that, or he just stuck himself in the eye. So he's got the armor here. This armor is always notorious for like not wanting to stick together. This is another 2020 Mattel. Now I was thinking about for Skeletor here, I kind of want to play with like cell shading. So you've seen those Marvel Legends figures and they got all kind of crazy cell shading going on. I was thinking about doing that with Skeletor, or maybe all 3. Cell shading, or maybe I'll just dye this guy too. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, and maybe we'll tee that up. But it's not bad at a yard sale picking up a He-Man, a Skeletor, and Battle Cat for $3. Not bad at all. All right, moving on. So I also got this other set back here. This is a Masters Atlas World Crafting Tiles. And what this is basically a Dungeons and Dragons set. If I slide this back a little bit, you'll see that there's all these tiles in here. And on this tile, they're double-sided. This is your standard checker, so you can put a model here. Let me get a figure. So the idea behind this is you take your miniature. These are some miniatures that I have for Warhammer Fantasy. It's actually called the Old World. I painted these myself. Take these things and then you can just kind of put them on there, and then you move. You can move through a dungeon room. Now you can take a dry or wet erase marker. I haven't tried that yet. And you can draw on these. So you can draw like rooms and whatnot. And then all these things just connect together. So if you have a hallway at the end here, just connect that room like that. Maybe there's like a little side room over here. You connect it on this side. And you keep going. Let's move He-Man out of the way. You can keep putting rooms down. You can get cool little fun epic adventures. There's another miniature. These can be used for D&D, any of your role-playing games. Put him down there. Maybe you have a battle going on. Another one, some kind of demon. He's actually a sorcerer. He's like a chaos sorcerer. Put him there. And this set comes with other little accessories as well, like these little counters that I thought were really interesting, where you can put your hit points, I guess whatever pluses you have to attack. I'm not sure. I guess you can go up and down. Status effects. Disoriented, afflicted, flying, hidden, disabled. Pretty neat. And there's some more stuff in here too. There's a ton of these tiles. You could build a big old dungeon. Like if I just take a stack here to give you an example. Here's all these rooms that you can put together. And have a massive Dungeons and Dragons dungeon. And there's these little tiles here. I guess this is like a break, a plank or a board that's on the field. Here's steps. We're going down to the dungeon. That over there. Maybe there's some steps out of the dungeon. Over there. This all came in this set. There's another rotten wood plank, or I guess that's a crumbling wall on the other side. And then I thought these things were neat too. These are like, oh, these are tables. Look at that. So you got a table here. There's a table in this corner. And there's little ones too, like this little bag. Maybe little bags in the corner. It's an objective you're going for. There's a door. I wonder if there's standees to hold the door up like that. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in here. Here's a treasure chest. Put a treasure chest in the corner. Just give you an overhead look at that. That's what we're looking at. Pretty cool. And if you look at the box here, we've got a bunch of more tokens. I think this is the instruction book underneath, and more of those tiles. Let me go ahead and pull that big book out so we can take a look at it. Wow, did I underestimate what was under there? This book was a GM screen. So you'll see here, this is D&D 5th edition. You see down the bottom there? So I guess that's the current Dungeons and Dragons. And it gives you a bunch of stats breakdowns, stuff that happens when you're obscured, lighting, things that can happen in low lighting. For the Dungeon Master, it has player reference, boss monster, combat. So like this will be on. You'll be the DM. You'll be able to see this. The players will not, and conditions. So that's on top of all this other stuff you see here. All of this, except for the minis. The minis are stuff that I had on my own. That's one of my custom terrain pieces back there for like Warhammer Fantasy or something. This is a pretty neat little build that I did. 1 second. This is a this guy here. He is a piece from Lord of the Rings chess. Yeah, look at that. Bam! I just glued him on top of this thing. This base down here is just a piece of plastic. I glued him on top of it, and I put some weapons on there and this barrel and the shield, and then I just painted it up with some speed paints. Maybe I'll get into that in another video. But you can use this as like a monument. I didn't even paint the piece. I got this piece at a yard sale with all the other pieces, but the problem is I didn't have them all. So I was missing some, so I got this guy. Who is that, Strider? I think that's Strider from Lord of the Rings. And I did it with this one too. This is obviously Gandalf. And this is another, you see like the little piece there, he was the queen, I guess you'd say. And then this was a base for another miniature that I cut off, and I just reused it. So like this tree, and this was all on the base previous, and I just put the piece on there and just Bob's your uncle. Boom. And they sit here, and you know, they can be good little objectives. But anyway, back on track here. So this piece it's from Stratagems, the company that makes it. This Dungeons and Dragons dungeon set. How much would you think I paid for this at a yard sale? If you're saying $1, you are right. I paid $1 for this Master Atlas set. Let's look at the front. $1 for this bad boy. You can't beat that. So if you ever sit there on a Saturday morning and you're like, I don't really feel like going out today, especially, you know, when it's nicer outside, think about something like this. $1. Not too shabby. So that's it for today's yard sale. Bam! Yard sale review. I didn't get too much this time. I got a couple items here, but I thought they were cool enough to make a video. Check out my other videos. I do Transformers reviews. I'm kind of an action figure guy. I've got Transformers, some G.I. Joe Super 7 figures out there, some Final Faction reviews. I'm going to keep on doing reviews. And if I do the cell shading on the action figures or the dyeing, go ahead and leave in the comments below. Leave in the comments below what color you'd like to see Battle Cat and He-Man. And if you like the cell shading idea, check out my other reviews. Like and subscribe. This is BAM Reviews, and I am out.